has put people on unpaid leave and so on, and has been reducing also any expense that is not necessary or is not important right now. Okay, and this is good because obviously we all as a businesses we need, let's say, to try to survive when something like that like this has happened. Okay, something that no one was expecting. But now I think that all of us, we cannot just focus in reducing costs and so on, because if this is the only strategy that we are going to follow, what will happen is that we will not survive, and all our competitors, if they are trying to do something different, will be better positioned after this COVID crisis. Okay, so I think that the right way probably to face something like this is to combine defensive strategy with an offensive strategy. So now we've been all focused in this defensive strategy, which is reducing cost, but now we need to start thinking what is the way forward. And the way forward is not easy, but I think that this crisis will leave us some lessons learned and some opportunities in the future, because I've been reading a lot, and I think that most of the experts are in agreement that something is going to change, and probably the business or the way we do business, at least for sure for a long while, is going to be different, and this is going to have an impact in the whole society, and many things are going to change. We've started to see how things are changing right now, how we are interacting more remotely, and we are seeing that working remotely is possible. And for many industries that before they thought that was not possible, now is something that they are realizing that can be achieved. Obviously, for a contractor that needs to build a building, they need to go on site, but many other companies can take advantage of the new technologies in order to be able to adapt to the changes. And I think that this is the most important word that we need to learn from this crisis, and is to adapt. The only ones that will survive is the ones that are able to adapt faster to these kind of changes. If we are, or we want to keep doing the things as we've been doing up to now, probably I think that most of the businesses will fail. So that's why I'm saying we need to adapt to the new changes, to the new status, to the new way to do businesses. And as I was saying before, now we are finalizing this defensive strategy, and we need to go, let's say, to the offense or to the attack. No. So what does it mean? I think that the thing that makes more common sense is to combine what is and make an improve in the operational efficiencies, meaning that our internal processes probably can be streamlined and improved in different ways. And this at the end means cost reduction, because we are being more efficient. So meaning we are doing the same that we were doing before, but in a more efficient way, meaning that, as I said, we are reducing the cost. Okay, so this is important, and this is something that we are already busy doing in Procons as well. Okay, so this is one thing. The other thing is that obviously we need to focus in the future, and as we said, we are reducing costs. We are building some new operational efficiencies strategies. We need to think how we address to the market, how are we going to develop the market, and how are we going to build these new strategies that will allow us not only to survive, because this only works for, let's say, a few months, but after that we cannot just survive. We need to make business and drive our company in order to succeed. So this is the most important thing, and I think that this is where we can find some niche in the market right now, and this is where we are willing to help you, and we will show you during this webinar some tools that we can offer you in order to help you to succeed in your business. And this is a teamwork. We need to try to offer to you what you really need, and you also need to think the new strategies in order to be able to achieve successfully all the challenges that we are having right now because of this situation. So now it's time to make the right investments, adapt to the new changes, but at the same time, we need to act fast. We cannot just sit in and thinking for months about what is the best strategy. I think that it's time to try to do things quick. At the same time, we need to give some thoughts, but we need to move fast because this crisis and the impact that is having in the economy is also moving so fast that we need to be able to keep our pace in order to avoid to fail and to have even more serious impact in our business. Okay, so this is right now what we are doing or trying to do in Procons. This is where we are focusing, and also we want to focus obviously in our customers in order to help them as much as possible to adapt to this new situation with some digital tools that I think that can benefit to all of you. So this is what I wanted to say to you, and thank you very much for listening to me. And I hand over again back to Tony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angel. And later on, guys, if you have any question for us, please, we will take all the questions later on. So, tools and best practices, I will go into details a little bit more with and adding some stuff on what Angel said. So, what can we do, okay, during COVID-19? Okay, many of you have now a little bit of time to do things and to maybe have spare time to check his systems, to check what he can do during his time. So we are in a talk with our customers, okay, to see how they can benefit from this time and from during this phase, okay. We have some customers like two of our customers, Tatweer and Unicharm, who decided to enhance their processes, okay, during this phase. What does it mean? So they don't want to do an implementation, okay, but they want to look up into their processes. We did some online meetings with them, okay, where we changed some stuff where process for the purchasing, for the procurement, for example, for the sales, okay, to see how they can enhance during this phase and catch up during the next phase after, okay, after this phase is finished. Some of our customers as well, we have a lot of requests to move into now cloud and e-commerce, okay, and some collaboration tools like GoToMeeting, like Teams, Microsoft Teams, which is Microsoft Teams is free if you have Office 365, where you can use it and do all the meetings that you want online without any additional cost. As well, we have a lot of requests to have analytics solution. Okay, and we have already some stuff that we will show to you during the next webinar, and the next webinar will be next week and the week after. Okay, to analyze your data and read your data. Why this is important? Because later on, after this wave is finished, okay, maybe, I don't know, we will be in end of Q3 or we'll start in Q4. And as Angel said, we need to catch up, okay, and we need to be aggressive in the market. So we need something to read our data and to read, to see where we can benefit during this last quarter. Some businesses doesn't do good, for example, in the last quarter, depending on the business that they have. Okay, and they want to see what will be the impact, okay, of this quarter, or what will be where they have to invest, okay, in this quarter, okay, to catch up with this. So this is very important, okay, to read and to analyze your data, okay, with an analytic solution. We urge our customer as well to invest in social media, okay, because you have to be up to date and you have to remind everyone that you are here and you are still here. And that's what, if you see our social media pages, always communicating with our clients, always giving tips and tricks, giving all the interactions that we need with our clients. Okay, an important thing as well is stay close to your employees and online interaction with your customers. So we, as Procons, we as well find a very good way to communicate to our employees. So we are staying, and we all urge you as well to do that. So to do online meeting with your employees, to see what they how you can help them during this phase and how they can help their customers, okay, during this phase. And for the online interaction with the customers, we are using always the online meetings. We will talk about these strategies later on with Fatima, how you can benefit from the online meeting, the support, and Office 365 as well. Okay. As I told you that we are looking for, most of our customers are looking for digital platform like cloud as well, Business One, okay, out of the box. And this is what I want to tell you and emphasis on this. SAP Business One has already the platform, okay, and has already the tools that you are using, most of you are using, but doesn't know that it is there. Okay, that can help you to start thinking about digital transformation in your company. All of you know that already the dashboards and the pervasive analytics are there. Okay, the cash flow forecasting, the mobile apps where you can now you have the sales and the service mobile app, okay, where you can benefit from these tools right now without any additional cost, okay, and rely on SAP Business One to give you these reports, okay. So it is already there with no additional cost, and you can benefit from these data that you have right now, okay, to analyze your data, to go digital and start thinking digital. Okay, another tool that you can use, and it's already there in the latest batch of SAP Business One 9.3p as well, which is the integration hub. Okay, so if you are thinking to go into an e-commerce platform, for example, Magento and Shopify, okay, the integration is already there. So if you see here, SAP Business One already has an integration hub to integrate with all these tools like Expensify to record your expenses. I know there's no expenses right now, but later on you can think about it to go digital with and to sell online to Shopify, Magento, which is out of the box integration. Okay, so with Salesforce as well. Okay, if you have Salesforce, you can have the integration hub, which can help you directly to do the integration. Aramex, FedEx, and this is out of the box solution. You just have to plug it, do whatever you do the integration and activate it, and you can directly activate these ones. Okay, and as a reminder that the SAP Business One as a digital platform, okay, you can analyze your big data, you can have the machine learning, IoT. You have to think later on if you are in manufacturing, for example, a firm, okay, how to go digital, how to have these tools help me, okay, to automate things, okay, and as I told you, SAP Business One has already out of the box these tools that can help you, okay, and especially to go on cloud, you can benefit from the cloud platform. Most of our customers will not have any impact if they are on cloud because they are able to work from home, from their office, from their home now, okay, without any impact on their business. Okay, so this is a new service app from SAP Business One that you can benefit from, and the sales app as well. The next topic that we want to talk about is our support desk and how we are supporting our customer during this phase. And during this presentation, Fatima Mansour, okay, our operation manager, will talk about this the support desk, and later on she will talk about the implementation strategy and how we are doing implementation, okay, to our customer. Fatima.
Thank you, Tony. I will also turn on my camera so everyone can see. Thank you all for joining us. I'm, as Tony mentioned, I'm the operations director at Procons, responsible for the delivery department. So I wanted to just talk about a couple of things today. One of which is our support desk. We use, as most of you should already know, we use the Fresh Desk as our support portal. The benefit of utilizing the support portal is that you will always guarantee that your support ticket is being looked after, and you don't need to rely on a consultant availability to help you out on your support calls. Here you will always have someone that is available to help you. We are in 3 regions. We have in Lebanon, in Dubai, and in Africa, South Africa, with over 14 support consultants that are available to help you to log your tickets. The benefit again of it is you log your ticket, you can track it, you can see the comments on it until it's closed, and it's closed only when you confirm your solution has been delivered to you. So we encourage everyone, if not already on help desk, to reach out. If you're not on your help desk, reach out to your delivery manager within the region that you're in to log you, to give you access to the help desk and log you onto the help desk. Okay, so the next part that I wanted to talk about as well is how we've adapted our implementation methodology to working from home. After we got over the initial shock of this COVID-19 thing that I think everyone initially was shocked with, we started thinking of how we can improve our existing methodology to help us to continue the work with our clients. A lot of our clients are still working even from home and still are on track with the project implementations, are still eager and ready to continue with the project implementation, and most of them actually see it as an opportunity now because the downtime, it allows them to focus more on implementing the project and implementing it successfully within a shorter period of time, and without having to be able to compromise the work that they usually do on a daily basis. So we all know today most of us, I think all of us, are stuck at home. We need to start seeing how we can benefit from this period and look at it from the positive side. So if we started, like I said, thinking of how we can improve our methodology, we still use the same methodology that everyone is aware of. Tony, if we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, so some of the general guidelines that we saw that helped us out a lot, and this is based on experience we've had over the last month with some of our clients of working from home. What should we improve and what should we do more of? We started thinking, we have an internal tool that we use for project management. We said it would be great if we start giving access to this tool to our clients, to start seeing the project plan and updates on the plan in real time, like we do see it. So we started giving access to our online project management tool. It's called Easy Redmine to our clients. And this as well, if you contact your local delivery manager, they'll be able to help you out with that. Also, we started thinking about sharing documents online, and so you always have access to the documentation such as blueprints, the data migration templates, the UAT business scenario templates, all the documentation that we use on for the project implementation. Also, some of the things we are doing more of is we are communicating more with our clients, believe it or not. Usually when you go on site or you're working in our normal circumstance, you take it for granted that, okay, well, you know, I'll talk to the client tomorrow, or because I'm going to be on site and I will share with him this plan tomorrow or that status report tomorrow or whatever. So we said here, we found out that we are starting to communicate more to our clients using different options to communicate. Like Tony mentioned, we have GoToMeeting, we have Teams from Microsoft, we have Skype, or any other means that the client prefers to have. Also, we asked our project managers and our consultants to really, and even our customers, to really set the rules of engagement, because we're not there face to face, we're not sitting next to you. So we need to, the project managers of the project need to really put some sort of a communication plan and how we're going to communicate to each other. How often, when, and what is the best time for everyone, and how. So we started doing that, and it's working really well. Also, setting up some deadlines for the team, because again, we're all dispersed. So if we set deadlines and enforce them with the team, we see a lot of benefits from that and a lot of progress from that. And also, we started recording our sessions with the clients at all times. This to help us as well provide the client, for example, training, right? So this could be, we can give it to the clients to use as a training material as well. So basically, in this slide, what I wanted to highlight is that with working at home, if we communicate, we document, and we share, I think it becomes almost seamless for us doing project implementation. Now in the next slide, I wanted to go a bit more into what we've done differently in each of the phases. I'm not going to go how we normally do the implementation. I just want to highlight the things we're doing differently now that we are working from home. I believe most of you, if not all of you, know our methodology, which is the preparation phase, the blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live and support. So for the preparation phase, we do a few things, and in fact, this hasn't changed that much, because in some cases we used to do the kickoff meeting online, we used to do the planning online between the project managers, but here what we're doing a bit differently is we're enforcing between our manager, our project manager, and the client project manager, that they do have confirmations on the planning of the project, on the team involvement on the project, on the next steps of, okay, when we finish each phase, do a closure meeting and continue on to the next phase. In the blueprint phase, here we've done a lot of changes, because normally 90% of the time, or even more, 95% of the time, we used to do the blueprint workshops online, on site. Always, even if we had to travel, we would go and do it on site. Here, since we're all at home, and we've done this, we've had a very good experience with the client in Dubai, Helios Perfumes, and we saw that it actually, the consultant told us that it was even better than doing the blueprint on site. What we used, several tools. We used a drawing, like a Visio drawing tool. It's an online tool, you get it for free, to actually build the workflow for each process with the client interactively. And also we had the blueprint template that we need to fill out. Also, we share it online with the client, and they see exactly what we're filling into the template. Plus sharing the data migration templates to review together and to show the client how to fill them together. So we found this process actually works very well, and in fact we will keep adopting it even if we go on site. So this is how well it worked for us. So these are the different things we've done in the blueprint. As we started really being more interactive, and we show the client exactly what we are filling into the template, exactly how we are drawing the business process workflows. Now in the realization phase, we've added a few things. Normally as well, the realization phase, we did a lot of it off-site anyways, but we're introducing a couple of new procedures in here. For example, we will start doing more simulation sessions with the client as we are building the system. So every time we move, we finish configurations or customizations, we show it. We have meetings with the clients and we show them. We tell them, look, this is what we've done so far. Do you have any comments, any questions before we continue, so we can fix it as we go. So we've introduced this process as well. We've introduced more interactive reviews of the client master data, because as you know, the master data was being sent by email. We fill it out, and then if there's any problems, we send it back, and so on and so forth. Here we're doing more interactive sessions on that as well. Plus a couple of more other things that more or less it's like the old, well, not the old, it's not old way, but the way before COVID-19. Now for the final preparation phase as well, because this phase was always on site when we do the training and UAT and preparation for go live. So we said here, let's start doing training and UAT kind of together and give the client to be more hands-on, give the client at the end of each session exercises to do in the system, so they really learn and they really go in and do these exercises to be able to have more hands-on training and as well UAT. And here we are enforcing that we have UAT scenarios built and documented, so we don't have any ambiguity on the results of the UAT. And this is would be clear to the client as well as to us. So we record the UAT sessions, not record them in terms of, but document them. And we record the results, if it passed, if it failed, why it failed, and we continue repeating until all the scenarios have passed. And we start preparing for the go live. And now the go live and support phase as well, we used to have a period where we are sitting with you on site to support you. Then we move into the help desk support that I spoke about earlier. Here, we are also encouraging or having more interactive sessions for the online support, initially specifically for the first period, for the first few days after go live, where the users are still not very clear on the processes in the system and how to navigate through the system. So we're having the consultants being online with you all the time, and have you have easy access to the consultant, where he will share his phone mobile number with you, his contact information, so you're able to reach him at any time. So we've introduced a few things. This is what I wanted to highlight today. And if there's any questions at the end, of course, we will take them and we'll answer your questions. Tony, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. So, as Fatima was mentioning, we never stop working. We are working heavily now, even with new projects that we signed lately, okay, using the online project implementation. And that's what Angel was mentioning from the beginning, that you need to change the way we do things. And that's what we are doing right now. We are changing our way, okay, to move into an online methodology, okay, where our customer, okay, can benefit from as well our experience. So the next topic, which is our cloud hosting, okay, and I will leave it to our CEO as well, Wasim, to talk about it. And he will tell you about our cloud strategy, okay, and what do we have to offer our client as a cloud solution. Wasim?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Wasim. Nobody will tell you good morning because they are all muted, so you can start.
Okay, great. So, I will start.
Good morning,
First,
Wasim. Good morning, Vivek here.
no issues. Great. So, at the moment, I will try to put my camera. So I'm sitting somewhere on the balcony with some nice weather wherever I am, trying to avoid all the stress and the issues of this COVID-19. Thank you very much for this opportunity for us as Seydor Procons to explain and share some of the initiatives that we have done and are doing to support our business and your business in this tough situation. You know, when this crisis started, we were for the last couple of years in support with SAP. We have been trying to push for customers to move into cloud by convincing them that you know, in the US, for example, 85% of SMEs do not have any more servers on their systems, so they are all moving into cloud. And in the Middle East region, we are seeing that there's a big tendency towards SMEs to start moving their systems into cloud. From our end, we have taken this cloud thing seriously, and we have started working with clients across the region in moving them into cloud. Now, the obstacles that we were facing was the fact that first, is the system ready to run on cloud? And this is something that SAP has worked a lot in the last couple of years by doing what we call the Cloud Control Center, supporting the Cloud Control Center, optimizing it to provide the best performance. The other thing was, what is the right cloud support platform that we will adopt? We tried to use local data centers in the beginning and tried to move with them. And then we realized that we need to look into a really robust cloud solution that give us the 99.9% availability, that will give us the optimization of the system that is certified by SAP. And after some trials and errors that we have done, we have ended up by adopting Microsoft Azure as the cloud platform for Seydor Procons customers in the Middle East region. While we have done that, it has been a very successful initiative. We do it with our sister company, Cloud Tactics. We have, at the moment, we are serving more than 1,000 users on cloud at a very nice optimized platform with more than 99.7 availability with 24/7 support in over 15 countries. The feedback we are getting from our clients is the performance is excellent. We don't worry anymore about ransomware, about antivirus, about backups, about availability. Even with Microsoft Azure, we agreed with them to provide all of our cloud customers a full backup with snapshots over 2 minutes. So if there is any crash that happens in one of the machines in Microsoft Azure, the system will go back, will load in another server within 2 minutes without even having any disruption to your business. So coming back to disruptions, of course, what happened today has done a great disruption. What we say, some industries like hospitality, tourism, services, food business as restaurants and others got the major hit, and I would say they will be the last people that will get out of it. On the other hand, things like consumer goods production, food production, other manufacturing stuff, at the end people will continue to eat, drink and live. So these businesses will not get as affected as the luxury or tourism or services businesses. But at the same time, we have clients that started to talk to us saying, you know, we need to work from home. What shall we do to work from home? We are trying to do some stuff, but again, it's not as optimized as needed. So this is where we have Tony, how do I move from one slide to another? Okay, the next one, because we've talking a bit. Okay, let's keep this one. So we started getting requests from customers. Okay, what shall we do? We need to work from home. How can we set up the system in a way that we can access it or employees can access it from home? For that, the answer was two options. One option is that we install some of the tools from Cloud Tactics that supports a better access and optimization of the system from home, and give access to all of the employees while ensuring the necessary security and the encryption of data. The other option was like, you know what, you have been using the system for the last 3 years on your existing hardware. Why don't we offer you the option to transfer your operations fully on cloud? And for that, we have two options, or two offers, let's say. One offer came directly from SAP, which says, SAP says, okay, if you are a new customer and you want to buy SAP software or B1 on cloud, buy it now in April, and you will start paying end of July. From Cloud Tactics perspective, we have done the following. We said, if you are an existing SAP B1 client that wants to transfer your SQL or HANA environment into Microsoft Azure Cloud with the SAP Cloud Control Center and Cloud Tactics optimization tools, we will do the upgrade and migration of your transfer for free. What does that mean? It means that if you are using SAP SQL version 9.2, we will upgrade you to SQL version 9.3 with the latest patch level, and put you up and running on cloud within 48 hours. If you are running on SQL and you want to do a migration on HANA on Cloud Control Center, also we offer the same for free, and we get you up and running within 3 to 4 days, because we are migrating from SQL to HANA, depending on your add-ons, etc. Also, if you're a HANA customer on cloud that wants to migrate to cloud, this is a free migration that we will also do, and we will get you up and running within 48 hours. What does this mean to you? It means that you will have zero dependency on your data center. You have zero dependency on your antivirus operating system, capacity on your hard disks, capacity on your CPU, etc., etc., etc. So we have done a small analysis. From an operational cost, you will be able to save between 30 to 40%, including things like paying subscription fees to Microsoft, subscription fees for antivirus, firewalls, having, let's say, half the time of your IT administrator to manage your existing platform, the risk of having your hard disk crashing or your power supply crashing, the cost of having your data center with air conditioning and having a full electricity load during times where your offices are closed. So all of this will be relieved from your organization. And also, we are trying to follow what SAP. So if you move on cloud with Cloud Tactics and Sabre Procons in April, you will start again paying in July. So these are things that we are trying to do to put some incentives to our customers to move into cloud, so that whatever happens, if this situation continues or in the future we face similar situations, your system is accessible anywhere, anytime from cloud, 24/7 with 24/7 technical support. So this is what I wanted to say today. And whoever wants to get more information, please send an email to Tony, and we will sure support you into moving your customers on cloud. Just one more thing. The cost per user to move on cloud is, we have done a special agreement with Microsoft and Cloud Tactics. So you will be paying $29.99 per user, whether it is HANA or SQL per month. So let's take an example. If you are a company with 10 users, you will be moving fully on cloud with Microsoft Azure and Cloud Tactics optimization tools on the latest version with the latest Cloud Control Center from SAP for $300 a month. So imagine if you have your data center operating now or your server operating and only you are having an AC running 24 hours a day to support the temperature of the data center or your server room, then you will be paying more than $300 a month. So not to add on the other stuff like antivirus, ransomware, backup, disaster recovery, load balancing, high availability, etc. So if anyone is interested to move, please contact Tony, and we are more than happy to support and even give you a test as to the performance before you take a decision.
Thank you, Wasim. And if you have any question later on, because I can see that there is some question later on, we will take it later on after we finish the webinar. Okay, and I will answer all your question later on. So our next webinar right now will be next Tuesday. We will present with AFIX team, okay, the AFIX web shop B2B and B2C e-commerce platform, okay, and we will show you how easy it is to be integrated with SAP Business One, and the integration is ready out of the box. So if you are interested to go into AFIX and to see the product, please register. Okay, we have already sent the email, and we will send a reminder, okay, for this webinar, okay, after we finish our webinar today. Okay, and after 1 week as well, after AFIX web shop, we will talk about Sailor Clarity, which is a out-of-the-box analytical tool which work on both HANA and SQL, and you can as well easily manipulate this data and check what is the out-of-the-box suite, okay, that can help you to change and to run your business. So this is really what we wanted to say today and what we wanted to show you today, okay, and hope that you have good benefit from that. And of course, I will share my email now on the message, okay. If you have anything or any inquiry about anything that we talked about today, okay, you just have to email me and I will be glad to answer you. So, and of course, you can stay in touch with us on our, as I told you, social media is very important. So we have Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, okay, and with the hashtag, and please stay safe and stay home. So for the question, I will start with the question, taking questions. The recording as well, we have already recorded this session, and I will send you the link, okay, for all of you, and it will be shared private to all of you. For user 01, how about the internet connectivity issues that we have in operating on-premise cloud? Yeah, but even now, for example, during this phase, if you don't have internet, okay, you will have a problem connecting to your servers. If the service was down, so nowadays internet is everywhere, so you can have internet on your mobile, hotspot. There's a lot of tools that you can use to connect to the server, and we cannot say about if we have internet connectivity issues. Most of our 99% of our clients all have internet. You don't need, okay, a high internet, because the way that we are doing things using the latest technology, okay, reducing the bandwidth, okay, you can have a easy low internet and you can connect to our cloud environment. Okay, the cloud ends up costing them much more than on-premise. Okay, for that I think big advantage to go on cloud. Okay, one of the cloud now advantage is COVID-19. Everybody are able to access. So sorry, but Nicola is asking what is the advantage to go on cloud, okay, and not on premise. So Costing wise, if you calculate it as you have to not to calculate only the cloud hosting. You have to calculate everything. You have to calculate server maintenance, licenses, electricity, AC, network infrastructure, cost of your IT, and all these. Okay, if you calculate them, you will end up that you see that the cloud infrastructure is less, and you have some options that are already there, and you cannot do it even with your IT team or with your infrastructure. Like high availability will cost heavily, will have an impact on your cost heavily, and you have to purchase some special tools to do that. Okay. Hope I answered your question, Nicola, on that. Any other question, guys? They have their server and that. Yeah, if they did the investment, Nicola, yes, it is worth to go into on-premise if they have the investment. But for the licensing, if they didn't invest on service room and IT department, okay, yeah, maybe you are correct. But in any case, now, for example, in this situation, everybody has to connect remotely, so that you have to purchase additional licenses for RDPs. So there is additional cost. You have maybe to set up a VPN connection to the servers. This is an additional cost. So as well, even if they set up the server room and the IT department, sometimes you will incur some additional costs that you didn't think about. And even you are still paying electricity and you are still paying all these stuff, okay, to maintain your server. So Shahig is saying to pay. When you go cloud, okay, you have. When you go cloud, okay, Shahig, AMC, yes. If you are paying for the license, I know because I know Shahig and we talked about this. AMC, yeah, you have to pay it on a monthly fee. But if you have a cloud subscription, not cloud hosting only, okay, you don't pay the AMC. The licenses will be paid automatically, okay, on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. So you don't have to do that. But if you have the licenses already, yes, you have to pay the AMC fees. You can use to work to create a new add-on. Yes, any add-on that has to be implemented, okay, on your cloud or even integration or any tool that you want, okay, it can be hosted on the cloud solution. Anyone, anything. Premise, the cloud experience was for some reason. Yeah, just a database. The same way that you have done the Shahid, the implementation to go cloud, it's just a database that you have to restore it, okay, on the on-premise. Of course, it needs planning, okay, but you have to check the patch level should be the same or more to have it ready. Nicola, so it's cost advantage for SME. Nicola, yes, it is an advantage for SMEs. Okay, cost advantage, but yes, you have a technological advantage, which is servers and the latest technologies that you are using into the cloud. For example, you don't need to pay for the upgrade each year. Okay, the system will be upgraded. The cloud hosting offers as well free upgrades each 6 months for the latest SAP releases in this case. If you want, Nicola, more information as well, we can go into details and discuss this into details later on. Okay, with another meeting. Vivek, what happens to the cloud licenses if customers move back to on-premise? okay, you have two options. Either you go into cloud hosting and you pay for the license like you are paying for the on-premise, but if you are paying as a cloud solution or cloud subscription, okay, you have to go into the cloud. And you go in premise, you still can have cloud subscription, okay, payment. So you can still paying. You don't have to purchase the license now anymore as bulk. Okay, you can have a cloud subscription, no more perpetual, because SAP offer both options. Jamil Qadi, other than storage cost and operational cost. Look, we have a company who do audits and cloud hosting for all their employees, for all the companies that they have. For example, I have a accounting firm here in Lebanon called Tactics who do accounting stuff for all the restaurants. They have more than 15 restaurants here in the region, and they have put all these restaurants on the cloud. Okay, and they do the accounting and procurement stuff for them, and it's a very good experience. And they give a user for all these companies, okay, to check their data, to check their reports by themselves, okay, and there is a bit of interaction between the accounting firm and their customers. Okay, Jamil? And even as well, the customer or the restaurants are paying for that fees as well. Any other question, guys, before wrapping and finish the meeting? Yeah, Jamil, go ahead. If you want, Jamil, you can email me as well to maybe schedule a one-to-one meeting, okay, later on. Okay, thank you, Jamil. So everybody has my email. If you need more question or more information, just email me, and I will be available as well. I will be sharing the presentation and the recording of this session, of this webinar. So thank you all for attending this webinar. Okay, and hope that I will see you in the next one as well. And thank you as well to Trust Procons, Theodore. Okay, and nice meeting you all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you.